My own speculative opinion on the market. As such, the content should not be used to make trading or investment decisions. The market is extremely volatile, and the decisions you make should be based on your own due diligence. If you should make a trade or investment decision based off the speculative content that we provide, this disclaimer legally relinquishes me from any and all responsibility. Past market performance is not indicative of future market results. Trading in any market is extremely risky, and you should conduct your own research and analysis prior to making trading or investment decisions. Well. Okay. I don't think I had my mic turned on. Well, that'll be the first goof of the day. I got audio, I got video, everything checks out. We are good. I'm going to do this again just to be safe. The following content is provided as educational and entertainment purposes only. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments, as I am not a financial advisor. Any and all content provided by me contains my own speculative opinion on the market. As such, this content should not be used to make trading or investment decisions. This market is extremely volatile, and the decisions you make should be based on your own due diligence. If you should make a trade or investment decision based off the speculative content that we provide, this disclaimer legally relinquishes me from any and all responsibility. Past market performance is not indicative of future market results. Trading in any market is extremely risky, and you should conduct your own research and analysis prior to making trading or investment decisions. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Blackfire Technical Analysis Study channel, and we are here on this beautiful Monday night to early Tuesday morning, and we have got some juicy stocks and juicy price action to talk about today. Very exciting stuff in the markets going on right now, changing my whole perspective, making me think a little bit outside the box to kind of, plan my own trades. So, with that said, yeah. I do think that this stream is going to be a little bit quicker today. I do apologize. I want to kind of get this knocked out, wrapped up. I actually just got home, so I haven't even showered yet. So I have plenty of my own chores and plenty of my own checklist items to knock off the box. But I wanted to get this stream out for you guys. Obviously, you guys are my first priority for the trading sphere. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and hop right into NASDAQ. Obviously, putting a new all-time highs today. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Boom, new all-time highs today. Continuing its extension, we do see a little bit of resistance right now, so this is a pretty valid level from my perspective as of late. Seeing a little bit of red to the downside today. It's an intermediate resistance. It's nothing confirmed just yet. However, we do see a little bit of sell pressure upon testing this level. What is this level? 15,000. We'll just call it 15,130, right? So we're seeing a little bit of a pullback. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too violent to the downside. All the momentum oscillators are pointing in the right direction, in my opinion. We do see, again, continuation off that yellow 21 moving average here, and then just shooting straight up to new all-time highs. As of now, I do have extension targets all the way up to the 2.272. If I can I just moved it. You know what? Maybe we can get a new one on there. Let's see if we can come up with a different target, right? Let's go ahead and just remove that and put on a new one. Maybe we'll just do a little bit of a smaller structure version of the Fibonacci extension levels here. Or maybe not. Maybe the only one that's valid is the one that's... Yeah, that's the only one that's valid in my opinion. Yeah, there we go. Now we can comfortably say an extension of the 1.272 is my next likely target. Obviously, the 2.272 around that $16,000 area on a longer term structure is still a valid target, but I'm going to shorten things up to kind of look for targets in the nearer future rather than looking for a long-term target. And seeing new all-time highs print on this, it definitely leads me to believe the 1.272 is the next target, right around 15,475, give or take a few bucks. But I'm bullish on all time frames essentially. Stochastics bouncing off the bottom side of the bullish control zone, continuing into the critical zone once again. Massively bullish from my perspective. RSI back into the bullish control zone. Doing kind of what I've been looking for it to do. Bounce through and test the bottom side of the bullish control zone as support, right alongside this positively sloped exponential here. I am going to be looking for this region to test as support with any kind of pullback. Maybe maybe print a little bit of a higher low at some point in time here. For now, all gears are towards a bullish perspective. Now, something that would change my opinion on that is a close below the red 10 simple moving average here, or just below the prior all-time high or the breakout point here. Any closure below there, and I'll be looking for a pullback all the way down to this low again. Maybe see a bigger of a consolidation range. However, if I see this low taken out, that is 14,580 on a daily candle closing basis. I will be looking for a greater pullback all the way to the cyan 89. Obviously hitting level by level. We do have a little bit of couple of soft levels on the way down, but this would be a general overall target if we do see momentum sway that way. However, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for continuation. Massively bullish, massively bullish price action here. Over the last, few months actually for NASDAQ and for many other stocks in the traditional stock market. So, the trend is your friend until the end of the trend, and I don't see any signs of the trend ending just yet. But I'm still prepared for it. If I do see that, that the trend is trying to reverse itself, I do have a plan for the other side. For now, I'm bullish on this. We'll go ahead and move on to SPY futures here. Same thing, 1.414 Fibonacci extension target has been met. Did we close above it? No, actually, I'd just say that's perfectly in line with a resistance here. Again, nothing too out of the ordinary, and from my perspective, anytime we go towards those Fibonacci extension levels, Fibonacci extensions being not 100% foolproof at the end of the day, but anytime we see one of those targets get met, I'm always looking for a little bit of a pullback. We're seeing the same thing in NASDAQ. We're seeing the same thing in SPY here. Pullback all the way to this region here. Prior breakout point at 43.75 spot 25. Would not be out of the question, although we did see that condition kind of met yesterday. Seeing a little bit of a soft pullback from the 1414 again would not be out of the question in my opinion. And the fact that we got the daily candle closure right on that level here, nothing out of the question, nothing out of the ordinary. Same perspective as NASDAQ here. I am massively bullish on this asset. We're seeing stochastics cross back into the bullish critical zone off of this small time trend line here. Beautiful, just beautiful, and more to the point, an even longer term trend line here is still very valid. If the stochastics decides to curl to the downside, we do have two support lines to look for potential support on. So very bullish price action here. I am looking for continuation unless the condition of breaking down below the prior breakout point is met. Any daily candle closure below 43.75, I will be looking for a little bit more of a pullback to the red 10 simple, all the way down to 43.50, give or take. But the red 10 simple is actually more of a heavy target for me to the downside. I'm looking for moving averages to break if there are going to be any signal of trend reversal in the midst here. Another area of concern, again, still concerning. We're still rejecting the bottom side of that bullish control zone. I don't really know what to take of that, other than the bears do have a little bit of control here. We are seeing new all-time highs here, but we're seeing those new all-time highs being pushed on very low momentum here. We do see multiple rejections, and I would consider this another rejection of the bottom side of the bullish control zone here. Now, you could take that with a grain of salt and say, yeah, that resistance is getting weaker. That much is true. The more times a trend line is touched, the weaker it inherently becomes. That is valid. However, the same could be said for the reverse perspective. Touching a trend line and failing to break through that trend line on so many times also shows the weakness of the bullish perspective. It all depends on which way you look at it, but the way I'm seeing it is we're seeing failed attempts to see RSI really take full bullish control on this move here. Although the long-term structure still remains valid in my opinion. I'm still bullish, although we're starting to see weakness, in my opinion, on this bullish momentum here. Yes, nice, powerful moves to the upside, but we're seeing decreased volume on the way up, and we're seeing RSI really react negatively, in my opinion, to the bottom side of that bullish control zone. So that could be a little bit of caution, a little bit of a caution tape to be putting up for the bearish perspective. If we are to see bearish perspective, we likely see the RSI react to that sentiment. So alongside of that, we are seeing historical volatility percentile expand to the upside, finally crossing the threshold of that exponential here. I do want to see the exponential curl back to the positive side before I'm convinced that this is the directional vocation of the volatility percentile. But we're still continuing. I have no reason to not think that continuation is on the ballpark here today. Trend is your friend until the end. I stick with that basic rule because that basic rule helps in trending moves here for trading. So trend is your friend until the end, and I don't see the end of the trend anywhere in sight anytime soon, aside from that one little blip on the RSI. Outside of that, I will be looking for continuation. Any closure above the 1.414, I will be looking for extension over time, long term, to the 4770 region, the 2.2 Fibonacci extension level. That would kind of be my next target to the upside. Again, that's a longer term target, and it all depends on what structure you're coming off of. I actually have mine lined up with this low here before this trending move to the upside. It works. It all depends on where you put it. Let me get some of this water here. Excuse me. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to Dow Jones. Continuation. I actually like this read the most, to be quite honest with you. I am going to be looking for extension all the way to the 1.272 Fibonacci extension zone, right around 35,430, give or take a few bucks. That's kind of the target that I'm going to be looking for, and here is why. Stochastics, really, I don't think... Yeah, really bouncing off the bottom side of the bullish control zone. This is very indicative that the bulls still have control of this market. At least from a stochastics perspective, we're seeing momentum being pushed back to the upside again, and then a little bit more concern for the RSI. We've been below the bullish control zone for quite some time. There always begs the question: is the momentum real? Is it going to result in a major decline as a result? Are we going to see any more bearish divergence? Anything like that? All of those things are possibilities. However, what we do have, bullish divergence drive to the new all-time high printed today. I love that read. Exponential has been forced back to a positive stature. I like that read as well. We do have a very, very well-defined resistance here from the RSI perspective, right at the 61.30 read. Any continuation up, I want to see a higher high, right? I want to see RSI boom, print. It's just gonna make me more confident for a position to the upside. At the same time, a little bit of a pullback to test a breakout point as tentative support would not be out of the question. Maybe you could say that we got that on yesterday's candle closure because we technically dipped a little bit below it and saw price action bounce to the upside as a result. And it is the second candle closure above. So as far as confirmation is concerned for this move to the 1.272 here, technically I have enough to take a position. Take a position, but if you take a position, you might miss the move. If you didn't take the position before the close, you possibly may have missed the move. But again, all the momentum oscillators are pointing in the right direction for all three big assets. All candles are closing above all major moving averages. Fucking bullish. I am bullish. The trend is up. The trend is your friend to the end. That's my sentiment. We'll go ahead and move on to Dixie here. A little bit of a pullback back below that blue 377 moving average. Not a good signal in my opinion. Rejection of the bullish control zone continuing to happen. And see, this is why I look at rejection, multiple rejections of a zone with caution, because it could go either which way, right? You see a resistance being stabbed 5 or 6 times, right? You could say, yeah, the bulls are really pushing it up. The bulls are really pushing it up, right? But that resistance is being sold into for a reason, right? The bears also have power as well. So, seeing all these rejections of the bullish control zone is a very big concern for me. Now we're seeing price action reject the negatively sloped exponential and, gain divergence along the way. Price action coming to the downside. For now, I am going to be looking for a little bit more of a pullback, to be quite honest with you, to this region here at 92.32. Stochastics rejecting the top side of the bullish control zone, actually barely printing a new low, but a new low is confirmed. We are outside of the bullish control zone here. This is kind of our support trend line that we have for right now. The midline is kind of the important factor that I'm looking for any more bullish momentum for this one. Again, I've been mentioning it for quite some time here. Yes, we do have the potential to see macro reversal or macro bull market, but I am not going to be convinced of a macro bull market until we see a new macro high, a new swing high being printed on this asset. Again, a daily candle closure above 93.25, 93.26, give or take a few cents, is my condition, is the very, very one condition that I am looking for to convince me that this is going to be a long-term trend to the upside, right? Until that condition is met, I am still going to be very, very skeptical of any bullish momentum here. Again, we are in a very long-term downtrend, basically in a big consolidation range, to be quite honest with you. That consolidation could very well continue playing out, or we could see a break either to the upside or to the downside. But the way momentum oscillators are pointing right now, I'm a little cautious that this one might be coming down a little more. Very specific condition that I'm looking for to confirm bear trend continuation is the 92.1 region. Any daily candle closure below that region, I'm going to mark this off as a major swing high, and I'm still going to be bearish. Again, I'm still going to be bearish until we see daily candle closures above this region. Now, would that be a death sentence for the bullish perspective on this? No, we do have a death cross, right? And a couple of conditions for not a death cross. I'm thinking of Bitcoin, a bull cross, a golden cross, right? We do have a golden cross here, gaining a little bit of divergence as the days go by. I'll pull back all the way into this region here. Would not be out of the question from a bullish perspective, from a long-term bullish perspective. So that could be something that we're looking at right now is, maybe we're seeing price action retest and pull into that golden cross. And if we do see that golden cross here confirm as support, the gold cross is supporting price action, that likely ends up being the condition to continue a bullish run to the upside for the US dollar index. For now, we're seeing declining price action in the US dollar index, and anytime I see declining price action, what happens? I likely see upside in traditionals and upside in cryptocurrency. And speaking of cryptocurrency, holy shit, you guys, holy crap. Very powerful. Very, very, very powerful stuff here over the weekend. I'm still a little skeptical on this price action, although we did get this candle here on a little higher than average volume. But where I think a lot of that volume came into play is that massive sell-off on this resistance here, top side of the range. Well, technically, if from a weekly perspective, this region here, 39,300 is the top side of the range, but from a daily perspective, this is the top side of the range. And we saw price action shoot all the way up here, and big rejection. This is a massive bear wick. So, anytime I see a wick like that, it is a little bit of a sign of concern here. I do have my skepticisms about this. This could very well be that pull into the death cross that we've been waiting for quite some time. Again, we did not see that action confirmed on any time frame, pulling into that death cross, and we're finally seeing price action pump all the way into that death cross, and now we await the reaction. If we see rejection, preferably if we get a closure below this region here, we'll just call it 36,000, or more conservatively below the green 55, death cross will be confirmed at that point. From a technical standpoint, from the rule book, right? We never, we saw a pull into negatively sloped exponential moving averages here, but we didn't get the cross until this point here. And when we got that cross here, you can't consider this a test of that cross. That is not close enough is close enough. More up in this region would have been close enough for me to consider it a test of that cross. But now we're seeing price action pull into it. This could very well be the cross that we've been waiting for. We actually got this green price action on, very good volatility. Stochastics pointing to the upside, suggesting a little bit more continuation. However, again, it's a bear market. You can't call this a bull market yet. You cannot call this a bull market yet. And even if we do get a candle closure above the top side of the range at 40,500, I still wouldn't call it a bull market. Why? Because I'm looking at moving averages at that point. Yes, we have price action moving up and up, but I'm going to be waiting for some kind of golden cross to confirm, right? To tell me, hey, this movement to the upside, this movement is valid. For now, per the rule books, per my rule books, yes, a little bit more continuation is warranted. However, I am very skeptical because of the size of this rejection here. Pumping above all major moving averages technically. I think except for the white 200 simple here, and then hitting that top side of the range and getting sold into massively. Now we're seeing a little bit of that negative momentum carry on. We are seeing a little bit of weakness in the upside momentum on stochastics here, and we are also seeing a little bit of momentum weakness here on the RSI. Not to say that it doesn't have the potential to become bullish, right? We could easily see a higher low print on the green 55 before continuation, but I want to see that condition confirmed, right? I want to see a second candle closure above the green 55 before I'm convinced that, further continuation to this resistance at 39,270 is going to be the next move for Bitcoin. At the end of the day, this could just be, a test of the death cross before we see major range consolidation continue playing out here. From a weekly perspective, though, it does look pretty juicy. It does look pretty, we got a weekly low here. We're starting to see momentum oscillators curl back to the upside. RSI, basically, supporting the 50 read here and bouncing back through. Obviously, it takes a lot more time for a weekly momentum oscillators to play out, but we're starting to see a little bit of a cross up here on the weekly stochastics. Cross back into the bearish control zone. And the negatively sloped exponential being forced back to a positive stature could be a very, very big long-term bullish signal in my opinion. Again, but I need to see those conditions met before before that's confirmed from my perspective. Again, why? We have not gotten that test of the Golden Cross. We have not seen a test of the Golden Cross at all whatsoever until this point, until this very point right now. And the fact that we got that major bear wick here again is another implication that, hey, maybe this is the one test of that death cross that we've been waiting for quite some time. So, the following conditions are what I'm looking for. Yeah, if we shoot up, we shoot up and take this region out here. Maybe we have a different scenario to talk about, and that's the 39,250 region. If we do see daily candle closures above that region, we'll be above all moving averages except the white 200 simple. But if you want to scroll back, I want to pull up a couple examples from the past, right? Where things can get a little confusing as far as golden crosses and death crosses are concerned. We're going to go back here to the 2020 blow off top here, right? We saw this. Nasty, decline here. We didn't get a golden cross a death cross until this point, right? And at that point, we got the death cross, and basically less time than it took for Bitcoin to get back above it than the current run that we're on. But we do see price action here, shooting up through, up through all these moving averages here, and giving you a little bit of a fake out signal with that green 55 above the 200 here. Fake out signal, and you see price action well above testing the white 200 simple, and then just kind of continuing the bearish trend to the downside. Here's another example. After this fake out was confirmed, we got a lot of divergence and a lot of downside price action as a result, and then boom, we get a pump all the way back up, and consecutive candles closing above the purple 200 exponential here. But then what? White 200 simple acts as resistance, forces price action back to the downside, and the bear market continues as a result, right? So now we'll go back to current context here and look at current price action, right? So we got the confirmation, right, that we have the pull into the death cross here. We can easily see candles close above this region. That would not be out of the question, but that 200 simple is going to be my main focus as far as the bearish trend continuation is confirmed, right? Until we're closing candles above the white 200 simple, and seeing all these moving averages down here start crossing that 200 simple back to the upside. I am not bullish. Jesus. No. While it's a juicy move, very tradable. Don't get me wrong, very tradable move. Lot of momentum to the upside on this low here, on this lower low here. And again, I'm just looking at this as a potential test of the death cross. We could even see price action close above all these moving averages here, and easily see the white 200 simple act as nasty staunch resistance, forcing price action to the downside. Albeit though, I'm still very bearish, quite long term, to be quite honest with you. This new low that printed here, obviously a new macro low for Bitcoin here, bearish. We're coming off of new lows here and potentially seeing a test of that death cross. The death cross has only been here since 26th of last month, so just a day over a month here, so not a great extent of time, but again, I was still expecting at some point that price action to pull into this region here. I'm still looking at this as a potential bull trap and a potential fake out, as well as confirming that death cross as legitimate, even if we see price action move all the way up here. For now, let's go ahead and talk about some conditions for this one. What am I looking for on Bitcoin here? Maybe a little bit of a pullback, test this region as support. If we do get that condition to meet, I will be looking for continuation back up to this region here. Any closure above this region here, we will be closing above the weekly range, not on a weekly closing basis. Excuse my language, I'm getting my words mixed up. But on a daily basis, we will be above that range, and continuation to the top side of the daily range would be warranted, in my opinion. Any closure above the top side of the range, 200 simple is going to be my next target, to be quite honest with you. And I'm going to be looking at that again as very heavy. I do believe that bots and algorithms are looking at this area to put on a very staunch resistance here for this price action. And if we get nasty resistance upon this level, as shown in the past. Again, past price action isn't indicative of future market results, but we can use those past price points as points of reference and say, hey, we've seen the death cross before. We've seen the price action completely destroy the death cross to the upside, test the white 200 simple, and then continue the bearish trend to the downside, right? It's a very big possibility to consider. It's a very big possibility that I am, very, very well looking at. But for now, if we see, closures below the green 55, death cross confirmed. Death cross confirmed. I want to see one candle closure, one candle open, and one candle close above the green 55, below the green 55. And if that condition is met, death cross will be 100% confirmed, and I will be absolutely gung-ho on the bearish perspective to the downside, no matter what. And the only condition that will change my mind on that is a closure above the white 200 simple. That's it. And that's it for Bitcoin. Again, RSI showing a little bit of weakness. Yeah, we do have a trending move. That much is confirmed. But be cautious. Be very, very, very cautious here with this trending move here. Again, we're in the precipice of a bear market, and bear markets tend to last a lot fucking longer in Bitcoin land than we are seeing right now. So I do not believe that this is just going to be absolute trend reversal again, unless I'm proven otherwise. For now, I'm letting a little bit of my bias bleed through on Bitcoin because again, I'm bearish, man. I am bearish. I am looking to open short positions. I'm looking to open shorts upon a test of resistance. Now, this one actually psyched me out. I'll be honest with you. I actually put in a little bit of a limit order here at this resistance, right? And then I took my little, as soon as it entered, I took my little thing here, and I was like, all right, risk management point. This is a good risk management point. Let's go ahead, and then, I did roughly 2%, right? All right, 40,100. We'll go and put it 40,100, right? And then what happens? Sails right through it. Sails right through it, hits the resistance above it, completely fakes me out. This would have been a really juicy trade for me to take today if I would have taken more consideration at the very top side of the daily range, but mistakes happen. Everybody makes mistakes. I thought I had a juicy opportunity. I didn't see price action at the time really struggling to get above this. So I was like, all right, maybe open a little bit of a small position short on this region and take profit somewhere down lower. I was right to take a position. I just happened to put the position in the wrong location. I should have just went full gung ho with the top side resistance here, the top side of the range, but. You live and you learn. That's kind of the lesson. Took a small loss, 2%. I think I lost like $11 on the position. Whatever. Just hunt for the next position for Bitcoin. But that's kind of how I'm looking at Bitcoin. I think I'm going to go ahead and knock out these requests because I do have a lot of work to do. AMC, just general trend, bearish, man. AMC is bearish. It is a downtrend, especially from a daily perspective. A little bit of a short-term uptrend. Let's go to the 4-hour and see what the 4-hour is doing. Yeah, a little bit of a short-term uptrend, right? We got our low here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? We do have a little bit of a short-term uptrend. However, we switch back to the daily perspective. The daily is what I basically read, and I'm still seeing this as the one lower high. Right, and the daily has only called one top, right, and this top here is confirmed a lower high. While we do have a little bit of a series of higher lows, I'm looking at the whole structure. I'm looking at the structure as a whole. I mean, what would be the next region to convince me that this is really going to be a bull market here? This is still the main level that I'm looking at here. $59, $59, 15 cents, somewhere in that region. Or at the very least, a closure above all major moving averages, right? Closure above all major moving averages. I will be inclined to look level by level, but I won't go full blown bullish until we start seeing major levels to the upside taken out on AMC. For now, the trend is your friend until the end. What would convince me that this is going to be an uptrend? I need to see one more high, right? We have our higher high, we have our higher low, we do have an uptrend, but I want confirmation, right? I want confirmation to tell me that this trend to the upside is legitimate. And what would that condition me be? Fuck, I can't talk. I got dry mouth. Whew. Condition to the upside that I'm looking for, closures above the L21 moving average, preferably here. More conservative, right? Because I want to be conservative. I want to be safe with my assets, right? So from a conservative standpoint, I want to see this high right here taken out. What is that high? 44 spot 36. I want to see closures above 44 spot 36, and then I'll say, yeah, all right, we got ourselves an uptrend here. We got ourselves an uptrend, and I'll be looking to trade it as an uptrend. But to go full-blown absolute bullish, again, new all-time high status shit, I need to see that $59 level taken out on a daily candle closure basis. What is the RSI telling us? Long-term support structure still very valid. So that definitely aims towards the bullish perspective here. Seeing a little bit of a test of that neutral line here and the exponential here. I want to see price action again, confirm above it and continue, right? Confirm is breaking above it, back testing it, confirming it as support, and then boom, back to the upside. I want to see it confirm before I'm convinced that this is a true and legitimate upside uptrend here. Stochastics paints a little bit of a different picture here, bouncing off that diagonal uptrend line here. That much is very valid. Again, there's a lot of signs pointing to the bullish perspective for AMC, but I need to see price action confirm it for me first. Before I switch from the downtrend perspective to the uptrend perspective again, because our last major high was right here. This is our last major high right here printed, and until we start seeing candles close above that region, I'm gonna be looking at this as a downtrend, right? This was a major decline, 50% decline off the highs here, and we could see that very well continue, but with the evidence that we're given, we are seeing strong support within this region. So as long as price action remains above this region, there's going to be some bullish sentiment on AMC. So AMC to the fucking moon, boys. AMC is going to make me rich, boys. Let's go, AMC. I'm rooting for AMC, to be quite honest with you, because I am a vast shareholder, and I definitely bought some more down here. And I took a little profit upon a test of this resistance here, and now we're just waiting for actual confirmation of trend continuation. So yeah, technically it's an uptrend. I can't lie. I can't lie to myself. I can't lie to you guys. Per classical technical analysis theory, we have a series of higher lows and a higher high confirmed right now. So yeah, technically it is an uptrend. What I'm going to be looking for is trend continuation, right? Is this trend going to continue to the upside? That's what we're waiting to find out. That's AMC. Oh, I just got a message, I think. What does that mean? Uh-oh, someone commented. Hi, commenter. I think it is. My girlfriend's watching me. My fucking fiance's watching me. You are my only viewer, babe. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to leave AMC. We'll go ahead and look at this new one here. LCID. Churchill Capital Corp. NASDAQ. And what does he want? Medium to long. Oh, and GM, we got one more. Medium to long term. Okay, so medium to we'll do the daily for the medium here. We need to get some trend lines. Wow. Whoa. Just a. Where did this open? Oh my God! Imagine buying a bunch of these, throwing $1,000 in at freaking $10 here, and it's selling on top. Jeez, oh, Lisa, Weeze. Wow. All right. So now we got some trend lines to play out. Now here, again, this is one of those assets that I'm not too comfortable with, only because on a daily, The 200s were born on the 6th of this month. The 200 moving averages here, the white 200 simple and the purple 200 exponential were just born. So confidence as far as analysis is concerned is very limited. However, I do believe we are seeing consolidation at the current moment in time. Let's go ahead and identify. There's the low side of the range. This is the top side of the range. Boom. And now we can intermittently lay a couple of more levels within this region to get an idea of potential pullback targets or potential extension targets here. It's an uptrend. It's an uptrend. What is this one? We gotta. Okay, so this one opened at 22.13. Right, confirmed a low at 20. Confirm this is the low. Hold on. How do I see? Do I take this candle? 22.06. No, we're gonna go with the open. 22.13, and the open on this is 22.06. So technically, this is a lower low, just barely. And this is where the art and application comes in, right? You got to look at it as an art, but per the numbers, this is technically a lower low, which would be indicative of a potential downtrend, especially if we confirm this as a lower high here. We do have our blow off top right along this region, followed by a lower high and then a lower low. Yes, this is technically a lower low. Again, if you look at the top side of your screen right over here and line your crosshairs with the candle, this is the candle that I'm looking at. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm looking at the open of this candle as the low, right around 22.13, and then this candle here in conjunction. Just a few cents under that at the close. No. I'm tripping. Give me a second. Open 22.13, close. It's a higher low. I do apologize for that. This is a higher low. By 3 cents. By 3 cents, this is a higher low. Let's see what the RSI says. Yeah, 3 cents. Well, it's telling me that this candle's the low here. So this would technically be a lower low. I mean, it's a lower low in conjunction with that low, and that low, and that low. It's a lower low. Oh, it all depends on how you look at it, I guess. I'm going to be more comfortable saying it's a lower low, but it's consolidating, regardless. Yeah, we got this beautiful extension to the upside, but we see a nice little bear wick here upon a test of the top side resistance here and closing below this resistance here. That is not a good sign, in my opinion. However, momentum oscillators tell me otherwise. This is actually playing off of a bullish divergence drive, forcing RSI back above the 50 read here. Again, that's a crucial read here, forcing the exponential back to a positive slope. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful read. If it were me, I'd actually take that. Not financial advice. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm going to say that one more time because I'm still on it. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. What? I'd aim more towards, continuation. I mean, we got a long-term uptrend structure here on stochastics that is definitely valid and has held true throughout this formation here. Technically, I might as well just call it an uptrend. It is trending to the upside. This lower low here is a little concerning, but seeing continuation drive off of that, all momentum oscillators pointing in the right direction, both giving very great signals, very great buy signals at the same time. Volatility is still pretty high. I would be saying that, extension is likely. I'd actually be looking for a test tomorrow with candle body closure a little bit closer to 29.10 here. Any closure above that, where would the next one be? Where would the next level that I'm going to be looking for be? Here. This would be the next target that I'm going to be looking for. Bow, right there. I'd be looking for extension to this region here at 31.20, give or take a few cents. And that's kind of where I'm going to leave that one as far as hindsight's concerned. I don't want to get too far and out of the realm. I mean, unless this one just decides to rip, 80% tomorrow and then shoot to the moon, I don't want to be doing any hindsight trading as far as this one's concerned, just because we do have all these moving averages that are real tight on each other. This asset's not that old to begin with. The 200 moving averages were just born 3 weeks ago. But pump up, high volume, stochastics pointing up, RSI pointing up on bullish divergence, continuation, break above a resistance, maybe a little bit of a pullback, maybe test that resistance as support first. That would not be out of the question, but all in all, things are a little bit lined up towards continuation. But if you're reading this analysis and taking it as actual advice, I advise you not to do that. Why? Because I myself am not even confident in my own analysis on an asset that's, not even a year old yet. This one's not even a year old yet. Yeah, it had a beautiful, run to the upside, followed by a downtrend, followed by a little bit of a weaker uptrend. So, at the end of the day, we could just be seeing a play of a huge range for some time. That would not be out of the question either. But for now, that's kind of where I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to do GM long term. Finally, a long term GM. General Motors. Long term, let's look at the monthly. Let's see what the monthly has to say. Not looking healthy, not looking the greatest. On the monthly, stochastics crossing to the downside, still in the critical zone, not a death sentence in my opinion. But the RSI rejecting the bottom side of the bullish control zone is a little bit of concern here. However, as far as GM is concerned, is this the right chart? GM came out in 2011? I mean, long term, I'd say up. But this being a top, right, hitting this resistance ceiling and really reacting off of it, I couldn't imagine that this looks great on the daily. Man, it looks choppy on the daily. Printing a lower low, and the daily is in a downtrend. So let's look at the weekly here. Weekly closures below the L21. Yeah, I would say pull back to the $49 region. The green 55 here on a weekly would not be out of the question here. We are seeing new lows being printed below the bottom side. On the weekly, right? New lows printing on a weekly is indicative of a longer term downtrend here. Stochastics pointing straight to the downside, entering the bearish control zone. Not yet. We're a little bit away from that, but printing new lows. On the weekly, RSI still in the bullish territory technically on the weekly, but printing new lows nonetheless. I mean, the trend is your friend, right? It is a downtrend on the daily, so that's kind of how I'm looking at this one from a daily perspective. I am going to be looking for more of a significant pullback with this one. But full on bear market, and I'm not there yet. I'm not quite there yet. Obviously, we don't even have a death cross yet, but a little bit bigger of a pullback from a monthly perspective would not be out of the question. Even all the way to the red 10 simple would not be out of the question. Long term though, from a monthly, all major moving averages here. We're closing candles above all of them, and we could easily bounce a nice little low off the red 10 simple before carrying on new all-time highs. I'd say on a monthly perspective, any candle closure above $60 here would be massively bullish here. And volatility is completely wrecked here on the monthly. So we could just be a pullback, bro. We could just be looking at a major pullback, bro. I'm not too big on General Motors, but from a daily perspective, this is how I'm viewing it. Close above a resistance here, printing not a higher low. Actually, continuation above the red 10 simple would confirm a higher low above 56.27. If that condition is met, I will be looking for extension to this region here at $57. However, where's the change of behavior point here? That's the point of change. That's the change of behavior point right there. 59 bucks. Any candle closures above 59 bucks, and that will be indicative of a change of behavior here. And I would be looking for a little bit more of a bullish continuation. But the fact that we're printing lower lows here and taking out moving averages and taking out major resistances in this consolidation phase here tells me that we are likely to see a little bit more downside price action. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of bouncy bounce action here, but I am at the current moment in time, from a medium-term perspective, I am not bullish here. From a weekly perspective either, I'm not bullish just because close below the yellow 21 here, printing a new low, taking out this low here on a weekly perspective is indicative of pullback action towards the green 55. As far as the monthly is concerned, all that would be perfectly lined up with a pullback to the red 10 simple, and I do believe the conditions are there for that price action to potentially occur. And that's GM, everybody. I have been on here for 45 minutes. I am going to wrap it up. I do have some more chores to get done tonight. So if you guys came through, watched the video, thank you so much. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. There will be more analysis videos, free analysis videos coming out on a daily. And we do have a little bit of a schedule change coming up in September. My fiance is going to be on a little bit of a different schedule, which means I'll be able to stream every Friday because she will be at work. So count on 5 streams a week, every week, guaranteed, starting sometime in September. A little bit of news coming out that gets me a little excited. Being able to get on here and provide some more content for you guys, because outside of the week, any free time I have on the weekend, I'm spending it with my fiance. I'm doing me. I'm relaxing and all that stuff. I don't really want to be creating content during my free time. So an extra day during the week is pretty awesome. And that's it for the news. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching the video. Like that video, subscribe to that video, subscribe to the channel, tick that little bell. And until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay happy, and stay